The first Red Scare has had many lasting effects on the society in America and their way of thinking, expressing the continued fear, discrimination, and uncertainty. Wait. What was the Red Scare again? The first Red Scare was a period between 1917 and 1920 where America was focused on the terrifying idea of a revolution, while also dealing with the chaotic effects of World War I. Well then, tell me about that. What kind of revolution? What chaotic effects? The Bolshevik Revolution was a revolution that took place in Russia, and it sprouted from the economic crisis that was created by the ongoing World War I and the fall of the provincial government. It all started in March 1917, when a group of men called the Bolshevik went to the Tsar of Russia. Yikes! Then it was made a communist country, right? Yep. Vladimir Lenin, who was the leader of the group, promised the people he would bring them land, peace, and last, but certainly not least, bread. Why bread? Because it was World War I, and everyone was kinda hungry. And about the World War I effects, with the return of many workers who were drafted in the war, there was all of a sudden too many workers and not enough jobs, because the people who were left were replaced. And the war was really expensive, too, so the people who had stayed weren't being paid that well, and so they went on strike. It wasn't just a lot of people. It was over 4 million people who went on strike over the course of the Red Scare. That's a lot of people. Yeah, and it's kind of sad, because they were treated as outcasts. Why? Well, a lot of them were falsely labeled as Reds. Wait, hold on. Weren't the Reds the ones responsible for the bombs? What bombs? The mail bombs, sent by Luigi Galleani and his Italian group. It was in 1919. Packages were sent to government officials. The group wanted to kill them. What happened next? Well, then the police got involved. Big time. Have you ever heard of the Palmer raids? Yeah, it was put in motion by Attorney General A. Mitchell Palmer, and they deported and arrested many Americans who had left-leaning values or looked like a Red. A lot of these things were done very illegally, however, and it's actually considered to be the biggest part of the first Red Scare. But after that, it started to slow down. This is where we get into the Roaring Twenties, right? Exactly! The Roaring Twenties were more of a leisurely period. World War I was over, and the whole Red Scare and revolution ideas were kind of fading out. Not exactly. What do you mean? Well, actually, despite this change of thinking in the years that followed the first Red Scare, there are still many lasting effects on society. There was a second Red Scare in the late 40s to 50s, where the same ideas and fears were brought up. The protections that had been put in place after the first one, and the xenophobia that continues throughout America. Oh, yeah, I guess I can see that. I know of a lot of discrimination against people from other countries, even today, and I know all about the second Red Scare. I don't really like it when we're all mean to each other. I don't think it's about being mean. It's just about existing as nations together. Politics are complicated. Yeah, they can be, but I do agree that society in America should move on from the fear and uncertainty that took hold over a century ago.